It's Imbolc. And some of you may be saying, what on earth is that? Imbolc is in the belly, the first ewe's milk, the celebration of the coming of spring. This is the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. Ostara. This is when we are in the pregnant pause, the anticipatory point, just waiting for things to start to emerge. It's the beginning, traditionally, of the lambing season, and also it's the festival of Brigit, the only goddess to have made it into the Christian pantheon of saints. I know I said pantheon. Well, let's not quibble at the moment. There's enough quibbling going on. So what do we do for this? It's an amazing time because this is where we turn our faces to the sun. This is where we look to the east and say, you're coming back. I can see you're coming back. Now, it's been coming back since the winter solstice. But during the winter solstice, the Cailleach held sway. She still does. She's still there. So don't ignore her. Because today, if your day is being bright and sunny, the Cailleach could be coming out to gather wood, to keep her fire going in winter, maybe longer for that. If you're dark and gloomy and full of snow and cold and wintry and grey, then she may stay indoors. The Cailleach, Brede, the maiden, the crone, and in the middle is Letha, the mother. Such times. These are all ways of denoting the turning of the year, the cycles, the seasons, the moving on. And this is what we are looking at. We're looking at moving on from where we were in the deep depths of winter into that sleeping space that we were. Comes the light. But this time now, this is where we dream. This is where we come almost to the surface, and our dreams are the ones that we can remember. This is when we actually think about what it is that we are looking forward to. And the earth, Gaia, is showing us. The snowdrops and the crocuses will be peeping through quite shortly. Then the bluebells will come, and there will be a mass of blue, violet, haze blankets in the woodlands, with little peeps of white snowdrops coming through. Snowdrops are sacred to Brede, as are swans, and we know what kind of magic swans can bring. Their elegance belies the motion beneath. They also mate for life. Brigit is the goddess of so many things. Midwives, the hearth, smithying, to name but 3. There's poetry as well. And it goes on. The sun, fire. She's a fire goddess, and she has an association with serpents. When I was ill, and I was in hospital just after being operated on, long time ago now, I had taken to drawing things. Now, I've always scribbled and doodled, and I've always painted a little bit. But the urge came upon me at this time to draw something, and I drew Brede. And this became a painting. And I didn't know why, I didn't know at the time, because I didn't really research into anything very much, and I wasn't thinking, it was just coming straight from somewhere through me into the paper. And And I drew this woman with beautiful red hair, a crown of mayflowers. And when I say mayflowers, I don't mean the month of May, I mean the tree of May, the hawthorn, the fairy tree. And in one hand was a flame, an eternal flame, and in the other was stretched out, but coiled around her arm was a serpent. I still have that. And it was only afterwards that I was to understand her association and affiliation with the serpent and with fire, which I thought was quite groovy, because to me that meant that I was totally in sync and in attachment, in association, aligned with the power of Brede. Even although it was March, we'd gone on a little bit from Imbolc, but that's okay, because of course this had all been happening, started a long time ago and was just starting to show itself, and she came through and made me understand that she was there, and that was the point. And I still remember that to this day, and I will always remember that, not only because I have a physical reminder of that painting, but because in my heart of hearts I know where that energy came from, and I know why that energy was there. So think of that, think of the fact that you have so many things, particularly today, that you can clear out and get rid of, that are not serving you anymore. Spring cleaning. It's one way to declutter, get things out, make things happen. You can start to plant seeds, not perhaps out in the ground just yet, because the Caliac, as we have said, may not be finished with her work yet. She may be thinking of a wee long lie, shall we say, keeping herself happy in her cave with lots of firewood. The aspect of the crone for winter, coming into and almost shape-shifting into the maiden of spring, is a most magical and wonderful thing. Do you not think so? Have a wee muse on that. Other things that you can do in the next 24 hours, if you want to just do it for 24 hours, is look up how to make a Brigit's cross or a Brede cross. Look up how to make a dolly. Think about what you're inviting into the house over your hearth to sit by your fire this year. Think about what you want to see this year. Make a cake, and while you're making the cake, think of all the good things that you would like your family and your friends and your loved ones to experience this year. You could even go global and do it as far as a certain virus is concerned. You could ask for good wishes and good things to happen, in that it will settle itself and be gone, perhaps. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's always good to actually put that positive intention out there. Think of what it is that you would like to progress into this year. Think of what's in your heart. Think of what you want to leave behind you. This is a time of new beginnings, as I said. Looking to the east where the things begin. The sun rises. Being grateful for that. Being grateful for the chance to experience new beginnings. To understand that we are dreaming this. The lambs are coming. At the moment they're in the belly. Then the first ewe's milk will be. If you want to celebrate, make things with dairy. Sorry vegans, but it's an old situation. Understand that this pregnant pause that we have is about to be followed by Gaia giving birth to all the seeds that we have planted, and all the wild seeds that grow without our auspices. Imbolc lasts from this evening to tomorrow evening. However, that's just the festivities, and it doesn't matter that you don't do it all at once, because you can carry it on for a week. You can keep that in your mind. We can go forward with joyful anticipation, the expectancy of spring. The birds will be beginning to sing, they'll be beginning to mate, they'll be beginning to lay eggs, the flowers will start to grow, buds will appear on trees long bare now. The anticipation and expectation of beauty and joy, and the sigh of relief, the planetary sigh of relief that spring is coming, that a change of season is taking place. Because I know in the southern hemisphere it's kind of the opposite way around. It's autumn. Just understanding that we have cycles of our own. We have spring, we have summer, we have winter, and we have all the bits in between. We have our own 8 great Sabbats in our life cycle. And the cycle that we see outside of ourselves is, in some ways, a projection of that. So let's keep our projection beautiful. Let's keep our dreaming wise and wonderful. Let's muse on the Muse of Brede. Google her. Find out more about her. Understand who she is. Not was, is. And what wonders she can bring into your imagination and your being. Especially now. I'll see you tomorrow.